Good morning. How are you today? Well, it's a beautiful day. It's kind of warm, and I've been counting on it. I've been working this morning, but today's a special day for me. Personal note: my daughter, who lives in the county, I haven't seen her physically in person for the entire pandemic, and today we're going to get together, Holly, myself, and my daughter outside. And it's, I think, warm enough to get away with that. And so that's a special personal treat I'm looking forward to. In Texas, one of the backward states, we have several. There are women in Texas where they have this new abortion law that if you don't figure out that you want an abortion in 6 weeks, Texas law says too bad, even though the Supreme Court precedent says it's more like 24 weeks. And some women, maybe most, can't know that they're pregnant as soon as 6 weeks. So it's a pretty severe and horrendous setback, unconstitutional, for women to have control over their own bodies. I call it the right to be let alone, as the Supreme Court did. So what are they really doing? They're going to take the women who didn't want the child, but who couldn't have an abortion because they couldn't afford to go across a state line to get one at a farm where they're going to be kind of forced to be a parent when they're ill-suited to it, with all the things that come with such a bad start in life for a child and for a young mother. So there's that. We have another example of an infringement of individual rights and liberties in the Arbery case. You remember that's the case. Arbery's the defendant. That's the case in which the defendant and two others chased a black man who was a jogger who lived in an adjoining county, and they made all sorts of stories afterwards that they thought he was a potential criminal, there to commit burglaries or whatever else they could come up with. And ultimately they killed him at close range. And they had the nerve in court to complain about pastors coming into the courtroom to be with the family to console them during the trial. And I think the latest was a defense attorney asked for a mistrial because the mother of the slain young man was crying in court. I sure hope that works out the right way. In terms of the environment, we have Biden making a push for us to reduce HFCs, and that's hydrofluorocarbons. And they're one of the salient emissions when it comes to carbon emissions into our atmosphere, creating and persisting and endangering us with the global warming. Also, I guess this is kind of a menu of bad news that's slightly favorable. Congressman Gosar posted on social media, so he can't say he did it on the floor of the House, a meme video of him attacking and killing AOC. And then the Republicans afterwards said, "Oh, this is just a joke. What are you getting so upset about?" Well, in this country, doing that kind of nonsense can have very severe consequences, meaning you're encouraging people to do what you're doing. You're a member of Congress, a leader. Now, I've been complaining, and others have been, about the reckoning. Well, it turns out that there is a reckoning for Gosar, whose own family calls him out and has warned voters to no avail to stay away from this guy. And Gosar today, I don't know if it's happened yet while I'm walking, he's going to be censured and he's going to be kicked off all of his committees. And that's a good start. And let the Republicans go nuts. That is, those Republicans who think it's right to threaten another member of Congress. How can you exist in a body where, yes, of course you can disagree, but there's a professional way to disagree, even in politics. But if you're going to sit next to a person who has let you know that killing you is within his scheme of thinking, if you will, or impulse, or depravity, that's not a good place for the Congress to be. So those are a few of the things kicking around in my head today. I hope you get out and get a chance to take care of this warmth, because it's going away. And nice talking to you. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.